Your phone is rewiring your brain, and the neuroscience behind it is genuinely disturbing.
And we are calling it iPhone.
The first iPhone came out in 2007. Over the last 18 years, it's rewired my brain to the point where I'll find my phone in my hand without even remembering picking it up. I can't sleep without something playing, and I can speak to anyone, anywhere, but somehow miss true connection. I was 7 when that first iPhone launched. Nearly 2 decades of technology my brain was never designed to handle. So I dove into the neuroscience of exactly what's going on inside my head, and what I discovered will help you protect your vulnerable brain from this insane digital world. My brain is constantly scanning for threats that don't exist. I'm in fight or flight mode while sitting at my desk, looking for the next notification, the next stimulus, the next interruption. It can even feel like I'm hearing things, a buzz that was never there, a notification that never got received. My brain is so primed for distractions that it creates ones that aren't even there. I'm in the safety of my own home, yet I'm constantly on edge, because my brain's overstimulated by this technology. There are 2 different brain systems getting hijacked here. Understanding them is how you learn to overcome them. First, dopamine, your reward system. Every time you check your phone and find something interesting, you get a hit of it. Phones operate on variable reward schedules. Sometimes you get something good, and sometimes you don't, which makes our checking compulsive. Second is cortisol, your stress hormone. This floods your system every time a notification arrives. Your brain interprets each buzz as something demanding immediate attention. This has already changed your neural pathways through neuroplasticity. Research shows excessive smartphone use reduces activity in the prefrontal cortex and changes grey matter in areas responsible for executive function. The phantom notification I hear, that's my brain in constant fight or flight mode, waiting for the next cortisol triggering alert that may never even come. But fortunately, neuroplasticity can work both ways. Your brain can relearn how to focus and be calm instead of expecting the next digital hit. I can't sleep without something playing. TV, YouTube, podcasts, something needs to be on in the background or my brain won't switch off. Even when I'm exhausted, even when my body is desperate to sleep, I'm scanning for input, and it takes me hours to fall asleep. I'll lie there with a video playing, just waiting for my body to give up and let me rest. Your sleep cycle is determined by circadian rhythms, 24-hour cycles which rely on light and lack of light to tell your brain's internal clock when it's time to shut down and when it's time to wake up. When the sun goes down, your brain produces melatonin and reduces your body temperature to make you sleepy. But screens emit blue light almost identical to sunlight. When I'm lying in bed with YouTube playing, I'm telling my brain it's daytime. Stay alert. This destroys melatonin production and keeps my brain in active processing mode when it should be winding down. But here's the deeper issue. My brain has become so reliant on constant stimulation that silence feels uncomfortable. The background noise isn't helping me to focus on sleep, it's just masking the mental noise that's been created because my brain is expecting constant input. Poor sleep reduces activity in your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for impulse control, which creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep makes you more susceptible to phone addiction, which makes your sleep worse. Sleep is when your brain consolidates memories and clears out toxins. By flooding it with artificial light and information right up until I pass out, I'm sabotaging one of the most fundamental processes my brain needs to function. My girlfriend and I are long distance, so we communicate through texts, calls, video calls, and occasionally in person. Each of these feels completely different in my brain, not just emotionally, but physically. Texting is fine, but doesn't make me feel much. When something's funny in a text, I don't laugh out loud, I do that weird sniff thing through my nose. Calls are better, but I often find myself distracted. Video calls make me light up. Seeing her face is a huge boost to me and makes me feel genuinely connected. And then in person, it's all the senses combined. I light up while getting physical and emotional connection directly. There's a clear drop-off at every step down this ladder. And here's the neuroscience behind why that happens. Face-to-face communication activates multiple brain networks simultaneously. You're processing facial expressions, body language, tone, and subtle social cues. Your mirror neurons fire, creating shared experience. And your brain releases oxytocin. But each step away from in-person reduces this neural activity. Phone calls lose visual processing. Video calls lose peripheral vision and natural human emotional cues. Natural eye contact, things like that. Texts lose almost everything except basic information transfer. Research shows people who rely heavily on digital communication develop reduced empathy and emotional recognition skills. Not because they're bad people, but because they're not getting practice reading real human faces and body language. None of this makes digital communication bad. I mean, a long-distance relationship would have been an absolute nightmare in the past compared to now, but knowing how these different types of communication hit your brain differently mean you can be a bit more clever about how you use each of them. Your social processing networks spent millions of years evolving for physical presence. They're now having to do their best to adapt to a fraction of the information they're designed to work with. So here's what I've learned about what's happening in my head, and probably yours too. We're not weak or addicted or broken. We're humans with Stone Age brains who are trying to navigate a world that our brains really weren't made for. It didn't exist 5 minutes ago in evolutionary terms. My dopamine system thinks every notification is as important as finding food. My stress response treats phone alerts like emergencies. My social networks are trying to form connections through a medium that provides a fraction of the information they need. But here's why understanding this changes everything. You can stop fighting with your brain and start working with it. Know why you lose focus? Your attention system is scanning for digital rewards. So turn off non-essential notifications to stop triggering it unnecessarily. Know why you can't sleep? Your brain thinks it's daytime, so give yourself proper wind down time without screens. Know why digital communication feels incomplete? Because it literally is. So use each type intentionally for what it's actually good at. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. That's how it got hijacked in the first place. But that same adaptability means you can work with your brain to thrive with technology instead of be completely controlled by it. But realistically, telling you once to turn off your notifications or stop using your phone in bed won't automatically make it happen. So subscribe to understand actionable ways to implement this into your life and make changes that actually makes it stick. It's not too late to take back control of your brain and get the most out of technology without letting it control you.